Hi YouTube, Guildmouse here, and today we're going to talk about NPCs. Guildmouse, what do NPCs have to do with anything? NPCs have everything to do with everything. Think of it this way. The golden rule of most gaming is, well, to not be a dick, to not be rude, to not be horrible to the people around you. Even the bad guy needs a comforting, pap on the shoulder. But we're going to talk about NPCs, non-player characters, for those of you who are not familiar with the game or the systems. And a non-player character is, for example, the baker, or the bartender, or the small child going, alms for the poor. It's all of these above. So, NPCs, how do they work your world? Well, for the most part, you have to deal with merchants, the bartender, somebody in the speakeasy, the head of the mages college, orphanage people, all of those things. And if you're in a small community of people, for example, you guys have been traveling for a long time, be it by camel car, flying carpet, Tanzer's floating disc, whatever, on the back of the barbarian, that doesn't matter. You come into a small town and you notice that there's not a lot of people here, there's a couple of merchants, and you walk up to the first merchant, push over his cart and say, give me everything you have. That doesn't work. You're not going to be welcome in that town very long. But maybe that was your goal. I don't know. I don't know your motives for gaming. But just in general, I honestly feel like being polite to an NPC has more benefits than negatives. Something that I've noticed is, say you walk up to the baker, and, she's standing there, she's got arms like Popeye, and she's just... And you go, hey, got a job for me? She's probably gonna look at you like you're crazy. But you would look at anybody if they were crazy, if you were just, hanging out on the road, drinking a hot tea or cafe latte or cocoa or whatever, and some person walked over and be like, hey, you got a thing for me to do? You would be like, did I suddenly become a drug dealer and nobody told me? Am I about to be mugged? These are all normal thoughts. A more appropriate response would be, excuse me, I'm an adventurer and I'm looking for work. Do you have any, or do you know of any? Most people will go to the bartender because a lot of beings behind the screens use their bartender as the wealth of knowledge, or their town guard as the wealth of knowledge, or somehow you're getting to talk to the mayor of a megatropolis in the medieval ages, and they're a wealth of knowledge. You just have to make an appointment and not steal silver bars out of a safe when nobody's looking, but hey, whatever. Point of the fact is, you don't have to go for these big name characters. You could go for a baker, you could go for somebody at the sweet shop, you could go for a kid just hanging out on the streets, because kids know a lot more than you think they do. Sure, if you ask Susie and Susie's 3, you're probably gonna get a or any of the above, but you're not necessarily looking for an Artful Dodger kind of character either, because the likelihood is he just picked your pocket and now you don't know, and now you have no money, and dang it. So, treating NPCs like legitimate people. Why? Well, there's a difference between being a good guy and a good bad guy. And that sounds really weird, but a good guy doesn't expect discounts just because you've killed the dragon. A good bad guy may. They may have never heard of you before, but you come in and you start talking about your clout and your adventures and how great you are, and, well, if you're so great, you've clearly made enough money for me to charge you double. Yeah? Yeah. NPCs are a wealth of knowledge. Just find the gaggle of women in a sewing circle. You'll get so much gossip there, you won't even know what to do with all of it. And the reason that I'm telling you to go and ask townspeople for jobs and ask townspeople for rumors and things like that is because not every city's gonna have a job board. Not every city's gonna have a town guard where you go up to Sven, the town guard, and be like, "Hither, friend, do you have work for me?" He may not. He may not even exist. The town guard might be some 90-year-old man just kind of chilling on top of an overturned bucket, and they might have given him a spear or something that he uses more like a walking stick or a back scratcher. So those are some things to think about when you're looking around. The rumor mill is a fantastic place to find adventures or just tasks that might earn you guys money in the intermittum and give you things to do, which gives you experience, not just in life, but maybe in game. And what you want is for your character to gain life experience, though, of course, earning experience points is always a nice benefit, but that, I really don't feel that should be your goal. Expanding your character's wealth of knowledge, even if it's, I've learned to become a rat catcher by catching rats. That's actually really useful because that way you could probably identify what looks like a diseased animal, tell the difference between a Norwegian rat and just your average sewer rat. What ones might have plague and pestilence, and what ones eat babies in their cradle. But those are useful skills because rat catching also involves hunting, so you would possibly gain a benefit of hunting small game. Or learning how to use things like rat traps, which would be the equivalent of live bait traps instead of mouse traps. You know, done. No, live, and then move around, and yay. So there's that. That gaggle of women in the sewing circle could possibly know about the mayor's daughter who speaks in tongue, or not even the mayor's daughter, Suzanne's daughter down the road who speaks in tongues and can levitate cows with her mind, or, Garfield needs people to go get the rats out of his barn. There's been strange sounds coming from the mill late at night, but only on Tuesdays. You know, things like that. Those are all worth investigating it. And while there may not necessarily be a fiscal reward, you gain experience. You get to delve into what your character would or would not look into, and overall it's fun. Because remember, it's all about fun. Aside from, you know, learning to coerce your fellow teammates into going and doing the thing. I want to go investigate these strange sounds on Tuesday, but it's Thursday. I know, we have to stay here a whole week. So you get to investigate all the other things. Unless, of course, you're under a time crunch in which you should get your stuff and come back later and hope this town hasn't been razed to the ground. So that's my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Pretty much, utilize your NPCs. Have a good conversation with somebody. And yes, sometimes they're going to be grumpy gusses. Sometimes they're going to be rude. And sometimes that NPC, you're going to sit there going, uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, okay. Yeah. But that's alright. You're gonna get information one way or another. So, grab your gabbing... So, guys, grab your babbling brooks and have a good gab with Gabby. Utilize your NPCs, and I will see you later. Bye. So Just as an aside, you may have noticed my hair is a lot shorter than it was before, and soon it's going to be a whole new color, but I should be recording a new video just about the same time that we go to, just before we go to Colossal Con. So, hello to my Colossal Conners. We will be there. I will be Madam Red, and Guildmaster Dan will most definitely be Joseph Joestar at some point. So, check out both those animes. It's Black Butler and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. They're a lot of fun, and pretty for the most part. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is hilarious if you can sit through it. I cannot. Muscle-bound men, too much hilarity. But with characters named AC/DC, how could you turn it down? So, have a good day, guys, and remember, keep on being shiny and sparkly.